Yes, yes, thank you. Sorry, my mic was not connected. Okay, now our first usage of comma was to separate the date, day, and year. Then then second usage of comma was to distinguish uh, between any of the ingredients that we use so far, like sugar free and so on, and then use before coordinating conjunction. Comma to be used before coordinating conjunction, it means there are 7 coordinating conjunctions in English grammar. Number one, and. Number two, for. Number three, nor. Number four, yet. Number five, are. Number four, next, so, and, for, yet, nor, so, are, and number seven, but. Right? We call it fan buoys. Fan buoys. For, are, nor, but, or, yet, so. Before these we use comma in the sentence, but in one condition. You have to keep this condition in mind. In English grammar, after these in a sentence, if we use pronoun, then we use like this. So he left early. Now after so is the pronoun he, she, it, they, we, you, someone, somebody, anybody, everyone, something, anything. If any pronoun we use after this, uh, then we must use comma before so. Screen सबको नजर आ रही है? I hope so. Screen is visible to all of you, other students.
Yes, sir, visible it.
Okay, okay. Hirakiani, please either join again the class or leave the class and join again. It might be because of your setting. No worries, no worries. Thank you. Okay, to separate dependent class and from independent class, like what does it mean? When you first say any dependent sentence, dependent means dependent का meaning क्या है? When something is dependent on another thing. When the sentence meaning is dependent on the meaning of its next part, like when I say when I was there, so these words are dependent on this because it creates a kind of like thought in your mind. Like then what happened? When any sentence creates a kind of thought or expression in your mind, that what happened? When I was there, although he is very intelligent, because of this very thing, now all such sentences that creates a kind of concept in your mind that what happens. So after that you have to use comma before using the next part of it to conclude this whole information. When I'm said, I listen to go on, right? Now before I listen to go on, I used comma, right? Because this is a incomplete part in the sense of conveying the exact complete full meaning, right? So after the dependent sentence, that's also called dependent clause, we use comma, right? After salutation and closing, if somebody is going to deal with the email writing or letter writing, after dear sir, after use obediently, after dear Hamza, we use comma, right? After transition words, what does it mean? Transition words are the connectors. In English, we use it. Most of the time when I say, oh, you use it. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, in addition, additionally, logically, furthermore, moreover, with all these words, these are called connectors of the sentences. These are also called transition. These are also called conjunctive adverbs, right? Different names are given to that. Now, but before all of the after all of these we use comma, right? After all conjunctive adverbs, after all connectors, furthermore, however, next, first and foremost, secondly, thirdly, logically, moreover, after all of this comma. But if you use however in the mid of a sentence, then comma is after, then comma comes before it. When you say he's very intelligent, however he's not working hard, then comma before however. But if you start the sentence from however, then comma after however. Same goes for so. If you start the sentence from so, so comma before after so. But if you write so in the mid of a sentence, then comma before so, right? Like this. So this is with so and however. Now, use before adjective clause. What does it mean? Adjective clause, firstly, a very simple definition. Adjective class is the class in which we use a pronoun like which, that, or who, in which we use a pronoun like which, that, or who, and that actually reflects the previous noun. When that shows a relation between noun and pronoun, a sentence that shows a relation between noun and pronoun, right? That is called adjective clause. The second part is called adjective clause, right? Because now it is pronoun actually, but here it shows something about noun. That's why adjective, like if somebody knows the definition of adjective, adjective means to tell something about noun, to praise noun or to show something about noun. Now this which is actually talking about car, so that's why we call this whole sentence adjective class, right? Because this sentence is talking something about the previous noun, car. Now whenever we mention any adjective class that shows some idea about the previous name, then before that adjective class, which, who, that, we use comma after the noun. He bought a car which has four tires, which is new, which is Mercedes, right? Like that, before which we use comma, right? Because this which is for noun. Simple strategy. When after noun we use which, after noun we use that. After sorry, not that. For that actually that becomes sometimes the noun class. But whenever this thing you have to remain keep it in mind that before that and after that there is no comma. That is actually for the purpose to remove the commas. So after which, after who, these two words you can use comma, right? Before that and after that there is no comma. The girl, comma, who is in the class is very intelligent. The girl who is in the class is very intelligent. So before who there is a noun. So within between we use comma. This thing you have to give that. Okay. After short question of yes, no, yes he can. Sorry, here's a beacon. Yet no he can. After yes and no. After introducing phrases, this is very important for essay writing. Being a human, owing in this modern era, owing to the contemporary era, in the conclusion, at the end, first of all those phrases that introduce the sentence, we use comma after that. The 2, 3, 4 words combination that tells us something about the next part, the sentence, right? They have that kind of phrase has no concern with the overall sentence, but it tells us only about extra information that is called introducing phrase. And after that, we use comma. Being a human and in water. On the other hand, on the first hand, on the another side, on the contrary side, on the darker side, on the right side, on the brighter side, regrettably saying, after all such phrases where we want to say something about the sentence and we use, after that we use comma, right? Used in vocative case of noun. Vocative case of noun is the 14th type of noun. Vocative case means when we call someone, right, by name. For example, Noman, comma, come here. Take it there, Simon. Take it there, Simon. Now, if name comes before the sentence, so after name we use comma. And if name comes at the end of a sentence, so before name we use comma, right? Use a comma before a quotation. If you want to put any quotation somewhere in essay or somewhere, we use comma before that, right? So there are two conditions where we have to not use comma, and that is don't use comma, sorry, don't use comma between two independent clauses without a conjunction. What does it mean? If we have two independent clauses, like in the dependent clause, I told you, when it is dependent on another part of a sentence, so we use comma, right? But when the sentence is not dependent on another part of a sentence, we only combine it for the purpose to make it longer, and those are also like both the parts are independent. That moment we do not use comma. For example, we can't just use a comma in just order. We can use a semicolon. The era, their era, sorry, their 1 minute, 1 minute. That's a kind of typing mistake. Their era. Oh my God. Yes. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yes. Their era, no clouds in the sky. Uh, I went to the park. I went to the park. This sentence is a little bit having a typing issue. There is no clouds. There is a little bit typing mistake in this part. There is no clouds in the sky. I went to the park. Right now, both the sentence there is no clouds in the sky. I went to the park. For both of them, is those are independent parts. So if we use comma here, then it doesn't fit here because both are independent. We can say there were no clouds in the sky, so I went to the park. This is correct, right? And this is correct because of so, right? Sorry, because of this after so, as I mentioned earlier, that if after so we use pronoun after and but yet not after and but not yet. So if after these words we use pronoun I, he, we, you, they, she, someone, anyone, no one, all these words, then after before so we use comma, right? I hope it is clear. But after so, if there is no pronoun, then no comma. Okay. Now look at another part. Do not separate a compound subject or compound object with commas. If we have compound subject or compound object in a sentence that consists of two nouns, we shouldn't separate them, those parts of it using commas. For example, the cat chased and caught the most. The cat chased and caught the most, two functions only, right? Guitars and violins are stringed instrument, right? Guitars and violins. Now, why wrong? Because these are two objects, two what you call subjects and two names. So those two names can't be, we can say, distinguished by comma, right? So this will be wrong. The dog and the cat sat on the rug. Fine. The dog, comma, and the cat is wrong, right? So before and, if there are two names, so no comma. Okay. Then we have colon and semicolon. Just get a little bit blink up and of this, then capitalization, and then we will move towards the important discussion and very, very interesting, that is called subject verb agreement. So I'm concluding the comma topic here with colon. The colon is a punctuation mark consisting of two dots like this, right? And the semicolon consists of of a dot about comma. Now, the colon is used for introduce a list of things, while semicolon, this thing is used for separate sentences where the conjunction has been left out. For example, if you don't write this, if you don't write this, if you don't write this, if you don't write and, if you don't write any conjunction, then we can use semicolon. If you don't want to use conjunction, instead of conjunctions, you can use semicolon. It's simple, right? My this you can say Hamza likes to play soccer. This is soccer, football. Sabur likes to play soccer, right? Now semicolon or but can be used. But for here this colon, what I mentioned, that for the list of things, when you mention in a sentence many things like 2, 3, 4 things, you can use it like this. A man needs 3 things to survive: colon, air, water, and food. He was there for one person, his mother, right? Now at here it shouldn't be correct, like his mother. He was there for one person, as I mentioned, a dependent class that helps to emphasize the restrict initially something introduced to dependent class that helps to emphasize the restrict the idea of the proximity clause. Yes, at here, yes, at here, sorry, it is not regarding the previous concept. It is regarding when you specify something that is in your need, right? He was there for one person and his mother. This is a kind of emphasization for only one person. When you emphasize in a sentence, like when you give much importance to anything in a sentence, that mic mute kare, Zoom user. Okay. You have two choices: colon, finish the work today, or lost the contract. Now, two choices. So when you give choices before that, you can also use it. Comma, when you share the list of things, you can use colon before that, and then you will comma, right? And when you try to give emphasization on something before that, you should also use colon, right? So go for the colon again once. Now, capitalization means writing letter in capital or uppercase. It's interesting. Capitalization is vitally important and it can change the meaning of a sentence or a word completely. Consider the following words different in meaning by writing them in uppercase or lowercase. For example, if you write China with capital, now it is a name of country. But if you write with the small, right, small, then it is a kind of class. If you write Shanghai in the capital, sorry, if you write Shanghai with the capital, it's city of China. But if you write S with small s, it means to deceive, right? Is the meaning of it, right? If you write Amazon with the capital, a state of USA. If you write with the small, a strong, tall woman. Amazon, right? And one Amazon is your application. If you write God, the truly Almighty, if you write God made by man, right? Like many gods. If you write with capital August, it's 8th month of the year, right? But if you write with the small a, August, this is very important. If you write August within the small with the small a, this capitalization affect it and it becomes impressive. So the month, the names of month, the name of days should be always written and started with the capital one, right? March, if you write with the capital, it means month of year. But if you write with the small March, it means parade, army parade, or anything. If you write with the capital, name of country, Turkey. If you write the name for the small t, a kind of bird, just give it a search, a kind of bird having a length, long hair and doing like this. Okay. And then if you write May with a capital M, it is sorry, it's a name of month. But if you write it down the small one, it is the first form, present form of might. Get it? Okay, then we have rules for capitalization. Some rules, I think it's approximately 8 rules. So then we are starting subject verb. Capitalize the first word of every sentence it is known to you. I, we, first word. After full stop, we use capital. All the words, whatever is that. Capitalize, this is a formula, means, right? From means, different things comes. Now you will see, first in month, capitalize the name of month, days must be capital, right? March, Monday, right? She married with her cousin on July 1, 2021. If you don't mention the date, so you should write in July. But if you write the date, then on July, right? This is preposition usage. A preposition is also important, by the way. You have to also work on that as well. When I is used as a pronoun, it's capital everywhere. Like for example, Hamza and I ran down the hill. Sorry, if I were you, I would go to London. If I were you, I would go to London. I in the every part of a sentence, either mid, start, later, either after comma, before comma, wherever you write it, I is always capital. I is always capital. Keep it in mind. Okay, next. The letter of proper nouns must always be capital. Proper noun, special noun. Mr. Tarek, T is capital, right? Wherever you write, in the middle of a sentence or wherever. Capitalize the names of title. Title can be given to any book or any other thing. Books, movies, art, work, a great word, articles, right? The specific name, proper name, and then proper titles must be capital, right? 100 Years of Solitude, this S is also capital. This is a book name, right? The Return of Superman, this is also S capital, right? So, and then sacred books, the Quran, the Bible, the Injil, the Hindu book, I just forgot the name. Now, for these books, you have to also write it down with the capital. And then capitalize the name of what? Sorry, 1 minute. Yes, the streets, the cities, the provinces, streets, and countries. Naran, KPK, Punjab, Washington Street, the United States. You know that? Capitalize an interjection and exclamation. Look, here it means surprise, right? Not surprise. S with small s, it is wrong, right? So you should adopt it with the capital S, surprise. Oh, wow, look, right? Whenever you show emotions, the words must be started with capital. Capitalize opening and closing up. Sorry, this is closing up a letter. Dear to fail, chess, sincerely, right? So these are also with capital. Capitalize the first letter of the names of nationalities and religion. The last point, Chinese, Arabic, culture, if you want to mention any, Christianity, Islam, Muslim, right? Like these names of culture, the names of religion should also, and the name of nationality, Pakistani, Indian. So like this all should be mentioned with capital letter, right? Okay, moving towards the most important topic, which I was talking again and again. I'm going to stop this recording and start a new one for it.